Well, hello everyone, and welcome to tonight's Team Solavei live marketing hangout. My name is Stacy Wallace, and man, tonight is going to be crazy good. For those of you who are new to Solavei, or if you've been here for a while, you are about to get a incredibly meaty, power-packed 30 to 45 minutes of how you can build your business with some of the top performers tonight. We've got 3,000-airs that are absolutely crushing it on the topic of consistency tonight. Now, all three of them have very different strategies that they use. They have different skill sets, backgrounds, but what's amazing about these three leaders is that they're all doing incredible things and creating great networks. Excited to be here with you tonight. So many incredible things going on right now with Solavei as we launch into...
Well, hello everyone, and welcome to tonight's Team Solavei live marketing hangout. My name is Stacey Wallace, and man, tonight is going to be crazy
y'all hear me talking to myself? That was awesome. I had my screen of the actual hangout open on another tab, and so looks like we're live.
We're live. We're live.
That was great. It got scared the heebie-jeebies out of me. I don't know if you guys know this, that today is actually National Hat Day. And I just want you guys to consider, we have got some awesomeness. I don't know if y'all got some hats, but I might, while y'all are talking, I might have to pop off and find me a couple of hats. National Hat Day is today. So, but we're going to get right into our training this evening. Our first guest is Chadwick Robinson, and he is a 1,000-air that is down south, busting it up with an incredible team. As you guys can see, he is dressed totally Solavei dapper tonight. And I love Chadwick for many reasons, but tonight you're going to hear a little bit of his secret sauce, what's working for him, what he's doing on a consistent basis. And Chadwick, I'd also like you to just bounce in. We've got Chadwick Robinson, we've got Thomas Malone, he's going to be with us, and Tony Bowie. Now, Chadwick, we're going to start with you. I'd love for you to be able to share with our viewers what's working for you. I love the fact we spent a lot of time together last weekend at a leadership summit, and I got to hear more about your story, growing up, some things, why you're such an incredible communicator. It's part of your giftedness, part of God's plan for your life. Obviously, I got to hear that. But I would love to hear what's working for you that these other people can duplicate, apply to their business, and find success as well. Chadwick, take it away.
Absolutely. Well, first, I just want to say thank you so much for allowing me to share the platform. It's always an honor. You know, anytime you see, you know, top leaders like yourself, Stacy, I call you the Queen of Diamonds. You are the Queen of Diamonds. You know, to share the platform with you, you know, people like Tony Bowie. I mean, it's just amazing. You know, Thomas, it's just amazing to just share the platform with people that see the vision and going all in. And I can just tell you guys, I'm excited about everything that's taking place. You know, in the course of the next couple months here is going to be so explosive for so many people with the changes and the shifts that we've been doing. And I can tell you guys, I'm excited, but I wanted to talk to you a little bit about what's working for me. And I understand that there's different people looking at this video. Maybe you're new. Maybe you're not even in Solavei and you're listening to this deal. Maybe you're new to the whole home-based business, learning how to build your network, learning how to connect with people, you know, or maybe you've been in the deal and you're struggling. Maybe you have, you know, a small pocket of people, maybe 30 people in your network, and you're really trying to see how you can expose it and expand upon that. There's a couple different things that I do that I found that works for me. Some of the core principles that I do use from the beginning is I understand this. First, the first nugget that I'm going to give you is that you don't attract what you want. You attract what you are. So that, to me, is very, very key. You don't attract what you want. You attract what you are. If you want to attract people into your business that can, you know, go bigger and beyond what you can do, that can build a bigger organization than you, that can, you know, do things better than you, that they're just overall, maybe they're just, you know, more skilled than you, then guess what? You have to work on your skills to become more attractive, you know, to those type of people. So I always do personal self-development. I'm going to tell you that. That's really, really big. Personal self-development is huge. It's huge. It's an ongoing process. You should never stop it. You can always grow. You can always learn. You can always become smarter, more intelligent. So I always say self-development is a must. But so far as getting in the business, once you're in the deal, how do you get that ball rolling? Well, I believe the most important part is your pre-launch that goes into your launch. And I love the hat, by the way, Stacy. Absolutely amazing.
Thank you. National Hat Day. Hey, since you stopped, now that you saw my hat, I want to ask you, you just said something that was really good. You don't attract what you want, you attract what you are. So that's a great strategy. I just want to stop for just a second because a lot of people want to recruit or enroll or get started in business with a fish, like a big whale, somebody that's done something they've never done before, which is awesome. And maybe you're not that. Maybe you've never done this before. Maybe you're like last week, Carlo Cruz, who says, I've never done this before. I was working at a nutrition store, never owned my own business. So what he's done is he's gone out and he's applied principles. He's either seen on Hangouts, webinars, or like you're saying, books. He's investing in himself by becoming more of what he wants to be instead of staying what he is. Is that what you're talking about?
Without a shadow of a doubt, that is exactly how it works. It's called the law of the universe. What you put in will come out. That's why I love you so much, Stacy, because everything you put in you is so godly to where you have no choice but to receive God's blessing because you put all of the good things in you. You're putting all the holy and the godly things in you, and guess what? It shines a light, and it's like people see that, and it's so many people are attracted to that. So that's very, very important for people. Maybe, you're not used to dressing sharp. Maybe you're uncomfortable with dressing sharp, but guess what? If you dress sharp, maybe someone that always dress sharp will be attracted to you. And the person that dress sharp, more than likely, they're a business professional. They have some skill sets that maybe you don't have, but guess what? Because you decided to dress sharp, you can attract those type of people to your business. Self-development, guys, listen, get on this.
You're so funny.
Get on this book. I'm telling you, it is absolutely amazing. This alone, I believe.
I'm holding up my book.
Put the core values. If you take these core values, guys, I'm telling you what I know. Take these core values and apply them into your life. It will trickle over to your business. It's not, when you see people that's successful, it's not just because of the business. It's not just because of SIM cards. It's not just because of the compensation plan. It's because of the person that they are. And people are attracted to the right type of people. So if you want to draw the right type of people in your business, you have to become the right type of person. So you have to do the self-development. Now, once you get in the deal, I can tell you this is the basic format that you should always use. You should always start with a pre-launch. Every company does a pre-launch. My secret sauce, honestly, is I see whatever corporate is doing, and I do it on a smaller scale. Corporate had a pre-launch. So guess what? I had a pre-launch when I came in this business. The company has a vision of where they're going to be. Guess what? I scaled it down and I said, hey, I'm going to have a vision for my people to tell them this is where we're going to be a year from now. You always need to duplicate on a smaller level what corporate is doing. You have to have something for people to believe in. So when I got in the deal, guess what? I painted out a 1-year goal and I told people, hey, you're in the beginning. You're in the beginning of what I'm going to do. This is my pre-launch. For the next 90 days, I'm going in pre-launch. All I'm looking for is key leaders who want to participate with me in my launch. You're in my pre-launch stages right now, and what we're doing is we're gathering, getting the right group of people to launch. So I actually had my own pre-launch stage of me preparing for my launch. Once I identified some key leaders like Amy Mittman, Anthony Richardson, and then I said, okay, now I have enough people. Now I got a core group of people to say, hey, now here's the bigger picture. This is what we're going to do. And over the process of the next 12 months, guess what? These are the results we're looking for. So I gave the team something to see over the period, of 12 months for them to buy into. So that's very important. Now, one of the things I always teach is the plane theory. The plane theory, I believe, is the true. It's the true ultimate secret of the success, having success in this business. What is the plane theory? The plane theory is this. Imagine your business being on a plane, okay? You're on the runway. You're a plane. Well, the plane is your business, right? The whole goal for your business is to get that plane off the runway, and the plane is supposed to take you to your destination. What is your destination? Your destination is your promise, right? Now, for that plane to take off of that runway, guess what? It's going to need what? Gas. It's going to need momentum, right? So the plane theory, the whole goal of the plane theory, guys, is this. is to get your plane moving fast enough to build up enough momentum so the plane can lift off the runway and take off. That's the whole, it's called a launch. I want you to always remember, professionals launch. Amateurs, they just sign up or sign people up. When you get in the deal, you don't want to just sign up and sit around for a while. What you want to do is you want to launch your business, and you want to become an expert at launching people's business that you bring into the deal. Signing people up is not going to get you enough momentum to get your plane off the ground. So how do you get your plane off the ground? Momentum, gas. What is the momentum? What is the gas? People. We're in a people to people business. You need people. If you don't have friends, that means you have to start developing friendships. I tell you guys to start working on developing relationships. 3 to 5 new relationships a day. If you can be consistent and persistent with building genuine relationships, 3 to 5 a day. Over the next course, over the next year, you'll look up and say, man, I have so many friends. So many friends. And if you have friends, guess what? If they're real friends, they'll give you an opportunity to show, for you to present whatever it is that you have to offer, because guess what? People do business with people that they like, love, and trust, and you got to have friends to be able to launch your business. So how do you do that? Get a huge list of friends. Now you're ready to set yourself up in a pre-launch stage because you have a huge list of friends. And guys, remember, I want you to think, when you're building your business, you should be thinking 3 to 5 years plus, 3 to 5 years plus to build your business. So if you're new to this field, don't, overwhelm yourself and say, hey, I need to be like the Queen of Diamonds in the next 3 weeks. It's not going to happen, okay? Have realistic goals so you don't drain yourself out. You have to understand this is not a 40-yard dash. It's an actual marathon. It's a process. All the leaders that you're seeing, like a Tony Bowie, like a Thomas Malone, you see, we're all in the deal for 3 to 5, 7 to 10 years. We, all of us have game plans. I know right now, like yesterday was my birthday. I just made 34. Well, I have a 6-year game plan.
Hey, stop, pause. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday,
Chadwick Robinson.
Happy birthday
to you.
Awesome. Congratulations.
See, this is what you get with Solavei. You get real people that really care about you. It's absolutely amazing. Got Stacey Wallace singing happy birthday. Told me happy birthday.
The bigger deal is you just had Tony Bowie singing to you. Chadwick, just a second, just before we started this hangout, and by the way, this is my Seattle rain hat. If y'all don't know, it rains a lot here, so I know you guys can't see my eyes. But right before this hangout started, we had Cedric and Bobette, Cedric Robinson and Bobette. That's where Tony Bowie and Thomas Malone are at right now. They're over there connecting with some of their team. Those are thousandaires in their group. And Cedric pulled out this guitar and started strumming some chords right there. And Bobette walks in, because I was kind of demanding a little bit more than just the guitar. And she comes in, and I'm just saying, the girl can blow, right? Like, she was like, no! Like, I was just, she was worshiping. She was like as if she was in front of 5,000 people. So you're right. One of the things, Chadwick, is when you live on another level, you think on another level, you influence on another level, and it's cool because you don't sing with intimidation or timidity. You sing like Bobette did earlier with passion. I want to ask you a quick question, because earlier when you and I were chatting, I said to you, what are some of the strategies that you're using? And you talked about, connecting with people over and over again, 3-way calls. What are some of the things that people can do that will help? Because you've been having a number of signups, so what can they do to increase the signups? What are some of the strategies that you're using?
Well, the 3-way calls are really effective. I would encourage everyone, to plug into your upline leadership. You have to find an upline leadership, okay? And let's say, for instance, you're in the deal and maybe you got signed up for someone that's not really a leader. Okay, well, Solavei, we're all in one. This is Team Solavei, so I encourage you, if you're in that situation, get on Facebook, get on empoweredliving.biz, get a hold of some leadership there and say, hey, I need a little help with closing out some sales, talking to some of my prospects. I kind of got them on the bait, but I just don't know how to seal the deal. The 3-way call is so important, guys. Listen, this is my secret. I point to the system, point to the system, point to the system, three-way call. Point to the system, point to the system, point to the system, three-way call. I do that consistently over and over and over again, and it just works, because what happens is if you learn how to point people to the system, what's the system? Live at 5, a hangout like this, a presentation with Ryan Wirch, you know, a webinar, a YouTube video, shared Solavei. You know, if you point them to the system and let the system do all the exposing for you, and all you do is follow up to ask the questions and say, hey, I know you have questions, but let me put you on the phone with the expert. You know, if you become a great edifier of your upline, it can absolutely explode your business. You have to learn how to edify your upline, guys. You got to say, hey, I don't know all the answers, but I know someone that does, that has great results that I want to directly connect you to. See, when you do that, now your prospect, because maybe your prospect is saying to itself, well, you know what? You're a good friend, and I trust you, right? I know you won't really do anything to harm me, but there's two factors that comes to closing the deal: trust and respect. And maybe your friends trust you, but maybe you hadn't went out there and built a huge business before. Maybe they haven't seen you be successful, so maybe they don't necessarily respect you. Well, I can tell you guys this: people are more prone to respect people they don't even know. They just a nature, you know. So what happens is your friends, they trust you, but when you say, hey, I'm going to put you in the hands of someone that's an expert, someone that has built a massive organization throughout the country, someone that's connected to the high, you know, the upline leadership, you know, and they're doing wonderful things. Guess what? Now you take the ball out of your court, you put it in someone else's hands that knows how to talk, knows how to ask the proper questions to learn how to, you know, engage that prospect, because listening is very, very important. So anytime someone does a three-way, or I do a three-way call, I can call Kenneth Francis, right? So if I have a prospect, and let's say, you know, this prospect has, you know, they're accomplished, they've done a lot of things, they got a great resume, then, you know, maybe I can close them out myself. If not, I say, hey, you know what? Listen, let me get you connected to someone who's a shareholder here with Solavei. You know, someone that I personally work with that's doing a phenomenal thing, have thousands of people in their organization right now. And let me get you connected to him so we can have a better conversation, so he can answer in your question. And I pass the ball. And when I get on the phone and I do the three-way call, guys, I edify throughout the roof. When I get on the phone, I'm going to say, hey, you know, thank you, Mr. Kenneth Francis, for, you know, taking the time out to, you know, actually do this three-way call with me. I know you're busy working with leaders all across the country, and I'm so appreciative of your time. But I have someone right now that have viewed my information. They've been on my website. They've been on the Ryan Wirch Live at 5. You see, I'm going to let Ken know, hey, this guy he deserves your time. He's gone through A, through B, through C, through D, and now I'm going to connect him directly with the source. So now your prospect is going to feel like, wow, yes, I like this, because they're introducing me to someone bigger and better than them. So the three-way call is very important. I encourage everyone to use that. And hey, point, three-way.
I love it. I love it, because that is duplicatable. It's not like you're going out there having to create the world. You're pointing to things that are working, that have already been created for you. What's great about all of us that work together is we're always creating new stuff. I have literally gone through night after night, staying up through the night, just the new tools and recognition pieces and that we're creating. James Linhart has flown into town for an entire week just to work on resources. Flying out next week with Roxana Hanna and JJ Jagelka, working on more resources, so that folks that come in, they don't have to feel like, man, I got to go to graphic art school, and I've got to be a speaker, I've got to be a trainer. We want to make this so simple that anyone can do it. And I think that, you know, clearly, again, National Hat Day. Not impressed that all my peeps have not worn hats here. But I'm going to keep, okay, thank you, Tony. I'm going to keep sporting all my cute little hats. I'm going to go a little something there. Okay. Do I look like a Q-tip? I kind of look like a Q-tip. Okay, now we're talking. Hello now. All right. So,
there we go.
I love it. So Very cool, Chadwick. You are amazing. Your energy, your positivity, you're obviously just, clipping it at 34. Single guy. I don't know if you're like available, but I'm just going ahead and putting it out there. But what a great man you are, and you're leading so many great people. I appreciate you. Appreciate you sharing your secret sauce. I see that Laura Wells has popped in the house. She is here with us, social connector, diva, Facebook extraordinaire, mamba, jamba, incredible lady, lover. I want to bounce over Thomas Malone. Now, you, social thousandaire, on the verge of social connector, love what you're doing, love what you've got going on within your team. You come obviously with a lot of skill set that a lot of people don't have. And that skill set has helped you create a really cool perspective on how to recognize, reward, create synergy and energy around not only the brand Solavei, but around what you're doing. Tell us, what is your secret sauce, and how are you driving culture through that?
The secret sauce. Can you hear me?
Yeah. He's
all right. Awesome. Well, there's a couple things that I feel that just like we were at the summit, you were talking about God-given talents and things that God has placed in your life. I mean, I believe that way. I believe the Lord has endowed us all with special gifts, and you just need to find out what you're good at and stick with that, and just keep doing that and doing that and doing that, and you'll start seeing success. But one of the things I like to talk about is branding yourself. I know you've talked about that a lot on these particular webinars, and through a lot of the training that you've done, and we've plugged into everything that you guys have done and listened and learned. But when we first started with Solavei, it was all brand new. We'd never really done anything like this before. But I know for me, I never really marketed on Facebook. That was completely different and alien to me. I just was typically in personal communication with people. That's how I branded myself. But when we have this tool called Facebook, and we can reach so many people that are in our sphere, then there's some stuff that you can do that's a little bit unique to yourself. And I think that's where I really want to drive home a point is be yourself, and you can emulate other people, but you take what you have to offer and make it special, kind of like Chadwick's bow tie, okay? That's him. I ain't going to be wearing no bow tie. Right now I'm sporting my hoodie, with Solavei on it. So, but I know I sent you some pictures, and maybe you can bring those up, but they're the ones called the branding one.
Yeah, I'm okay.
You could probably play through those as I'm talking, but specifically, I tell you, I didn't go to school to become a graphics design artist or anything like that, but I had a really good interest and a passion for that. And so over the years, I've kind of dabbled in it, and I've really loved playing with technology and how, the computers, as they get better and better and better, you can do so much more. You can even do so much now on your iPhone. It's crazy. But specifically, like, for instance, there's some pictures that I gave you that I literally just walking around with my Solavei my jacket on, and I'll take a cool little picture, and then I'll use my iPhone to little apps like Postgram or Instant Quote on your phone, where you can actually put text real simply on your phone, on your graphic, on any graphic you want, and then make something that's really unique to yourself so that people kind of put you alongside the brand. I know, like, for instance, not like I'm plugging anything right now, but when I take a drink of water, or I took a picture one time with this water bottle, and it was hot in Arizona, and I said, hey, remember to drink your water today, because a lot of people forget to do that in Arizona, and we have a really high count of dehydration. But I took a picture of this with the Solavei logo on it, So I was providing value to somebody, but I'm also at the same time I'm being very consistent, and I'm pounding that brand into people because I know that when they're ready to switch, when they're ready to do Solavei, they think of me. And that's really the key to branding yourself, and do it unique. Don't just copy somebody else's graphic and post it, even though there's nothing wrong with that. But I think just take it a little bit extra effort in it and put your own stamp on it. For instance, there's one, I don't know, Stacy, do you have those graphics on you right now?
Man, I'm like trying so hard to get it up, and I don't have the email, so I'm just asking Tony maybe send it over to my other email there. It never landed in my inbox.
Okay.
So you want to try to resend it to me, because I'd love to be sharing those right now.
Yes, I sent it to your.
So while you're doing that, I'll just tell everyone that one of the cool things that these guys at the summit gave me, they gave me some pretty cool little presents, and one of the presents that they gave me also kind of goes along with the theme of today, of course, being National Hat Day. They gave me the whole Princess Warrior hat here, which is kind of cool because you got Princess, which is the big flower, and Warrior, which is obviously the camouflage there. So just letting you guys know it's National Hat Day, and obviously Thomas decided to wear his I don't have hair hat. It's cool. It looks pretty authentic. Okay, there we go. All right, I'm liking it. Now we got it. All right. So that's better. Thank you very much. Let me see. No, Tony, I did not get yours either. So if you could try the Gmail address, I just got an email that came in.
That's probably mine.
No, but it's not from you guys. So I just sent you. There it is. It just came. Thank you. 528.
Awesome.
Okay, so let me pull that up. Go ahead and keep going.
This is how we roll live TV. But yeah, basically just putting your unique spin on things. You know, for me, even though it wasn't by design, I shaved my head a few years back and I've loved it. So I've kept that, and I use that to my advantage in some of my pictures. You know, I've always got my bald head, or I do cartoons. There's certain cartoons that there's an application called I think it's called Bit Strips, and I was able to characterize myself, and it's funny because I'll be walking in a church or something, and they're all talking about, oh man, I saw Bam Man, I saw your cartoon, that's so funny. And you know, it's honestly, I think it's a lot of fun, but at the same time I'm relating myself to the brand, and it helps people recognize who I am and what I do, and then I'm having fun with it. And I think that's the really important piece. I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of my friends that have tuned in tonight, and they might be watching me, and I hope you guys know, if you don't know, I have a lot of fun doing this, and we make money doing this. And this is, I mean, I'm shocked every time that we get paid on our pay cards, that, you know, I'm like, this is so fun, and I'm getting paid for it. This is ridiculous. So the other thing that I'd like to talk about, maybe, you know, as you start getting those emails, you could pop them up. But the second thing I wanted to talk about in that same scope of being unique is creating content online that piques interest of people, instead of just giving them $49, $39, $29 all the time, which gets really old, and some people know about Facebook and how they can hide you and don't want to look at any of your content anymore. If you make it somewhat engaging or funny, they don't mind seeing that stuff because it doesn't seem very salesy to them. And you know, of course, we've all posted the graphics that Solavei provides for us, which are stellar. They're great. But one of the things I would say to you is be very strategic on the amount of salesy type stuff that you post, because again, no one wants that no one wants to be that guy. No one wants to be the friend of that guy that, the friend comes over to a barbecue and he's got a big sandwich sign on him and saying, hey, free mobile service, blah, blah, ask me how, what's your provider, blah, 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 blah. Nobody wants to be around that guy or girl. So make it fun and inviting and then provide value. That's really the key.
Are y'all able to see these ones that I'm posting? Are y'all able to see them as I put them up?
I don't see anything.
What are y'all looking at? Because I'm seeing them. Can y'all can't see the ones that I'm posting up?
I see your face.
You do?
Yeah, we see your face.
Is it pretty?
Yes, your face is pretty.
I'm looking at the gas tank right now, and I've got it posted up. Let me just pull it off for just a second, because these are really great examples to what you're talking about. Let me try it one more time. I'll pull up. Let me see which one would be the best to share. I just had the cartoon up, so let me try doing that one again. Do you see that now?
I think we just see your just see an arrow up there at the top of your yeah, it's interesting. We're having some little technical difficulties with Google Hangouts tonight.
Well, just keep talking, and what I'll do is I'll keep trying to get it to work. So go ahead and keep going.
Sure. So just piquing an interest, like for instance, she's talking about a picture of my gas tank. I actually have my car wrapped. It's a H2 Hummer, and I have a little piece there that's over my gas tank that I had done after the fact because I wanted to change the message up a little bit, but it says, my phone pays for gas. And it's got the gas tanks open, and I got my gas, I'm pouring my gas, and it's the best thing because I like to take a picture of that from time to time and post that on Facebook and not really even caption it. I don't have to caption it because it speaks 1,000 words. It tells you that my phone is paying for gas, and it also says ask me how. So I really don't have to do anything different or put any kind of words or text in it. But what's great about pictures is that people will see that in the feed a lot more. They'll be going through their mobile phone, and I'm sure you guys have all done it. You got it on Facebook, and you're just flipping. You're just flipping through stuff just like this. I mean, I do it all the time. I just go do, and then I stop because I see this really interesting picture or a little video. Videos now are great. There's a new little thing. I'll just do a little tidbit on that. In Facebook app, they updated the app so that now a video will auto play if you load the video within Facebook. And if you really think about that, that's stellar, because what you can do is create some really unique videos that as they're flipping through the Facebook app, it will auto play. And they're more apt to stop and listen to what you have to say or see what it is that's going on. So that's a little tidbit. But anyway, same thing goes for pictures. So do pictures that are very unique, that are put your stamp on them per se, and also create things that will create interest. People will. One of the things Tony and I always say, and he's going to be on here later, but we've always tried to do this with our group, is to create things that where people ask the question how, what, why, when, all these questions, because they're going to come to you. And that's where you want them to come, is to you, because you're the brand of Solavei, right? So that's really one of the key things I wanted to talk about tonight. And I encourage you, if we can't get the videos up there, you'll find me on Facebook. Just find me. I'm out there. You can see some of my pictures. I don't care. You can like it.
It's crazy. I'm like, it's just Tony's saying that when I go to share, it just freezes my screen. So it's crazy. I tell you what I'll do is I'm going to take a collage of these. I'll post them, you guys, in the Facebook group, facebook.com/groups/empowered living network, and I will take this because you got like 6 great pictures and examples of what Thomas is talking about, of creativity, originality. I mean, something as simple as this is like really his vehicle. He just took a picture of the gas tank, and he's got his little George key hanging off the gas tank, and he says, my mobile phone, what does he say? My phone pays for gas. I mean, how cool is that? So little things, you know, I mean, if you're hungry, I love Roxana Hanna one time was at lunch, and she took a picture of her, maybe that was James Linhart, took a picture of his card paying for his lunch, you know, my mobile phone or my purple card pays for my lunch. Just be creative in what you're doing, and I think that's what Thomas, and be consistent with it. You know, try to be different. We talked about that on our Monday, Purple Cow. Be remarkable. And remarkable is not reposting what everybody else is doing. Secret sauce is if every cow is black and white, be the purple cow, right? Be the one that people go, what? And that's what these guys are doing. I love it. Anything else, Thomas?
You know, whoa, I was going to try to share my desktop, but that probably doesn't. Can you see this?
No, I don't know. It's just Google's having some issues, I think. It's crazy.
Can't see that? Okay. Oh, yes, you could? Tony says he can see it, so I was wondering.
Very, 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 very tiny. Well, there. Yeah, no, we can see that. Okay.
Okay. So here's I'll just quickly go through these. This is an example of just as we were up there at Seattle, and actually Tony took a picture of my wife and I. Her name is Beth, and you know, you think, well, this is just a normal picture, but it's not. It's got Solavei all over it. We're branded with the logo. We're branded so that we're having a great time, right? But this is uniquely us. We're in an area that we love down there in downtown Seattle, and it puts us in the Solavei brand, even though we're having fun. So it's showing your uniqueness. Here's my truck, and this is my my H2. Probably a lot of you have seen it online, and there's also you know, I had to one up Ricardo. You know, I just had to. So, I couldn't let him just be the sole H2 globetrotter for Solavei. So that's my truck, and here's my cartoon I was telling you about. You know, this is interesting. I just love this little application that you can do. It's called Bit Strips, and I just rifle through these things, and I find really interesting sets that I think would do. And this one says, hey, look, you look like you need free mobile service, you know, and these other two bystanders are looking like, who is this guy? What is this guy doing? And it says, while others are quietly are watching, Bam Man finds another person in need of savings. And Bam is just be a miracle. That's what we say all the time. So I'm looking for somebody to be a miracle. And you wouldn't believe how many people actually talk to me and say, oh, I just saw your cartoon this week. And I'm like, oh, cool, thanks. So what that's doing is putting impressions in people's mind that I am someone that's helping somebody else with mobile service or trying to bring value to their life. So it's uniquely me. And everyone says it's really weird how your cartoon looks like you. So here's the one Stacy was talking about. You know, my phone pays for gas. That's it. All I had to do is take a picture of that. And I think what I posted with this was, I love when this happens. And I posted it. I don't have to say anything else. It says it for me, and people will talk to me when they see this. And here's another thing. You know, this is a social we're doing. What I posted on Facebook with this was a caption of just, we love helping people save on their mobile service. And this picture speaks 1,000 words, right, or more. And we're just having fun. We're there. We're having fun. We're conversing, being social, which is what Solavei is all about. So this is another example of being unique and posting something.
You know, I was this last night at my daughter's first basketball game, which was like, I wanted to cry. I was a basketball player for many, many years, and so watching my little girl out there in her first game, skinny and jersey's too big on her, well, in walks this lady that starts sitting beside me, and she just starts talking to me about Pinterest, right? And how they've got a child that has 4,000 followers on Pinterest, 14 years old, and basically they're using different platforms. She's using Pinterest because it's so great for creative minds, anybody that's into artsy stuff. Pinterest is awesome for that. find a platform. I mean, what Thomas is saying is find a platform you love, or be on multiple platforms, and be present. You know, show up, be creative. If you love, if maybe you want to start a collection of purple attire and you start looking for it online and you find purple shirts and purple beads and purple earrings, and Pinterest is a great place for that. Instagram, if you love taking pictures and just, like you said, a picture is worth 1,000 words. That's the best tagline for Instagram, because it's not about long messages. It's about creating messages with pictures. Of course, Facebook is about social interaction and communication. So find those platforms that you can be present on, because every one of them have niche followers that are there for a reason. And Thomas, you've done a great job of that. Really good.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it, but it's just stuff that I love doing. It's fun, and it's intriguing to people. And the very last thing I want to talk about, and then I'll remove myself, is taking this method and providing a way of recognition to people that, say, are on your team that are doing a good job. Maybe they just enrolled their first person, or maybe they got 3 people, and that's something to really celebrate. So there's another thing that we do in our group is providing recognition, and we take that same medium that's really simple and easy to do through tools on your Macintosh or computer or a Windows machine, or maybe your iPhone or Android device, and just bring attention to people when they actually hit a rank, or maybe they just sign somebody up. I mean, people just die for recognition. I mean, look at the people that go and serve in military. A lot of those folks don't get a lot of the recognition from us, but they do a tremendous amount. And this is the same thing. We want to celebrate all of the things that people do in Solavei, and just the small things and the big things. And you don't have to do it just in like this digital form, but what you could do is you could do a little gift pack or something and send it to them and just say, thank you for your efforts and what you've been doing in our group, and we just want to celebrate you. So that's all I had to say, is just take your talents, be unique, post and pique interest in people, and be very open and non-salesy, and people are going to want to follow you. They're going to want to join your team. They're going to want to do Solavei with you.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Well, Thomas, you have what great tips. I love it. That's the whole point about these Wednesday trainings, is to provide meaty content that you can apply immediately to your business and to your strategy to start sharing with more people. Again, if you're wondering, why do I keep putting on these hats? Because it's National Hat Day. I was up at the office today. It was interesting, up at Solavei Corporate, and I'm walking and I'm going like, there's a lot of people that look like they're from Duck Dynasty today, and they're like walking around with their John Deere hats, and I'm like, what is going on? And then they let me know it's National Hat Day, and they said, where's your hat? So I'm making up tonight on one Hangout for the fact that I did not wear a hat on National Hat Day. And I'm loving that all my peeps now are all sporting their hats. So definitely saving some great things here close to last. I want to say, Laura, when Thomas was just talking about being able to reward and recognize, I know that you've done that in a beautiful way. You are a leader that leads from the heart. How have you seen, obviously you've been around in a lot of different types of industries, working with women business owners, how important is recognition and consistency of recognition? Just take about.
Yeah, it's really important. I mean, Thomas is right. People crave it. You get beat up a lot in a traditional job, and then you come into a community like Solavei where everything is celebrated. And of course, for my friends that do a good job, say they've got, their fast action bonus or something, and they get that off the table, I make a big deal out of it. But what I love is that, if you go into like our Facebook group, the Empowered Living Network Facebook group, and you go in there and you'll see, this is what I love. This is why Solavei is so different, because in traditional direct sales or whatever, it's, I'm celebrating the one person that I brought in who's doing something good. You go into Solavei, and it's kind of like, man, I'm celebrating Thomas, I'm celebrating Chadwick, I'm celebrating my sponsors. It's just it's a neat all for one for all mentality, and I love that. But I do think it's really important, and I think it makes us stand out more, because when you celebrate somebody's achievement that you don't necessarily financially gain from that person, but you're still celebrating their success, that speaks volumes about the atmosphere we have. And like Thomas was saying, the culture that this company is creating is unlike anything I've ever seen. So it's all cause for celebration. Every single member that somebody adds to Solavei, that's one more person. I personally feel like that we're saving from the big guys that are taking advantage and doing the beating up and the bullying out there. Every single person is a win. So I love it. I love celebrating every single time somebody's added to Solavei. It's fun.
Good. Back to Chadwick a minute ago. You're smart. You're smart. The guy was like calling me the queen of diamonds. I bet this week he's going to need a 3-way call or something. But, the thing about it is, I don't care who you are. I don't care how big or how small of a network you've got. Everybody loves to be honored and respected and recognized. It's a part of our, I think maybe because we were creating the image of God, because he likes that, right? And so do we. So if you can take Thomas's strategy here and say, how can I do a better job of giving the honor I wish others would give me? Instead of looking for honor, how can I be better to give honor? And you'll do that with your team, and it will make you more attractable, and more people want to join what you're doing. I want to bounce over to Tony Bowie, who, by the way, is looking very cool, loving this whole look, Mr. Bowie, and loving the fact I've got your bullet points here. You shot over of what you're going to be talking about tonight. And, man, anchor it home for us: consistency, consistency, consistency.
Yeah, thanks, Stacey. I appreciate it. It's always good to be on a leadership panel like this. Distinguished guest, Mr. Chadwick Robinson. I love that tie, man. Love it.
Me too.
And my running partner, Mr. Thomas Malone. And obviously, always it's good to be in your presence. But one of the things that I've thought about, all my life in many different aspects, and have really brought it home to Solavei, is consistency. Whatever you are going to do in life, you've got to be consistent. I played the National Football League, and I played for Tony Dungy in Tampa Bay. And, I understood, how to prepare and how to be consistent, but it went to another level when I had him as a head coach. The way that he prepared, the way that he was consistent, not only in his preparation, but in his temperament, in the most stressful of situations, was his true character. He never cursed. He never yelled. It was, fourth quarter and you had to score a touchdown. It didn't matter. He had the same temperament. And I bring that into everything else, in my life. Try to do it in business. I try to do it in my relationships. By the way, hi, Allison, my beautiful, lovely wife out there on there watching. So be consistent. The messaging that we have with Solavei, it's all about a relationship. This company is powered by relationships. So what we've done in the kind of group that we've created is we're always concentrating on that one individual, helping one person do something, whether it's save on their mobile services bill, whether it's get their mobile service for free, whether it's to get into the 1K club and to become a thousandaire, or maybe that next step for them is to make so much money residually that they can quit their job and have more time freedom. But every person that comes in Solavei is going to self-select. They're going to self-select who they are and what they want to do in the company. And we help them reach whatever goal that they have once they decide to become part of Solavei. And the thing about being consistent is things are going to change. There's going to be some ebb and flow in in life, an ebb and flow in business. There's an ebb and flow in a football game. But you don't abandon your preparation. You don't abandon who you are. You may adjust, but you don't turn 180. And if you're a running football team, all of a sudden you don't throw every single down the whole game. You're just out of sorts, so to speak. And in this business, being consistent means you are not. I should say you're not, here today, gone tomorrow. You are here consistently. If you're in Solavei, you're carrying the Solavei banner every day. And even though there may be some changes, then I just evolve. I evolve with the company. This company is only 15, 16 months old, and it is growing up right before our very eyes, and they are becoming a long-term company. I mean, this company isn't going anywhere. So as I see that, I just adjust and evolve along with the company to make sure that, when people see me on Facebook and they see me posting, they're not seeing, a juice tomorrow. They're not seeing something else. They're seeing one thing consistently, and that's Solavei. There are a couple things that I do. I message consistently on. I do some theme messaging. So I may do for a couple of days or for a week. I'll find one theme, and that's all I'll post about. I had a theme for a while. It was all about a revolution. So I was finding pictures about just people fighting and mobs all over the world. And I put an interesting caption. Start a revolution, be revolutionary, whatever it is. And I would post that consistently for a week. And I just pound that theme. And people would eventually say, well, what's the revolution about? What kind of revolution are you talking about? Or they'd reference a revolution in Serbia or somewhere. And I'm like, well, that's not the revolution I'm talking about. I'm talking about the social commerce revolution. You want to get on this train here? But I have theme messaging. So, I did one about fire. Just trying to start a fire, trying to start a spark was in my mind. But people on my Facebook page were continually seeing a fire. They'd see a fiery horse, or they'd see, a truck burning or something. I don't know. And I'd just say something interesting in the caption. Not necessarily directly about Solavei, but something thought-provoking. And you do that over a period of time. If you're consistent enough, people are going to notice you. They're going to be interested in your feed, in what you have to say, and they will eventually respond. They'll eventually private message you. They'll say something on your post that you'll be able to pull them offline and explain to them what Solavei is all about by sending them to the tools that Chadwick was talking about. Sending them the information that Solavei is already putting out for us. They're already creating this, the system for us. And all we have to do is really plug people in. It's getting better. There's the app coming out. There's all kinds of things that, as I spoke to Ryan about where the company was going and how he really saw Amazon and wanted. I mean, he's always talking about Amazon and how streamlined the process is. And as I seen Solavei grow, I see that streamlining the process. I see them refining things. The chat, the things that come up if you're sitting on somebody's page, the app that's coming out. All these things, the streamlining in the back office. All these things are the maturing of the company. And I don't want to be somebody that's here today, gone tomorrow. I want to be here. I am going to be 100% Solavei. You're going to see me posting stuff about Solavei that piques people's interest about what is it, and then we'll send them to the tool that Solavei is creating. And the last thing is consistency breeds conviction. If you do something consistently over time, every day, I don't care what it is, whether you're working out every day, whether you're eating the right foods every day, whether you're reading self-help books, you do something consistently over a period of time, you will be more confident. You'll have more conviction about what it is, and when you speak to people about it, when people ask you about it, they are going to see the conviction come through you like there's no tomorrow. And they'll see it in your eyes. They'll hear it in your speech. They'll see it in your body language. So being consistent for me is key. We have hit home that motto, that mantra in our lineage. And so when people see me posting, there should be no question about what we're posting about. It may be vague at times, but that vagueness is meant for you to ask questions. And we are consistently hitting home that message. People are taking notice, and as Solavei becomes even more of a household name, they are taking hold of the fact that Tom, myself, Laura, all these leaders are 100% Solavei, and that's all we do.
I love you. I love you so much. I want to be like you. So I decided that I have a new Tony Bowie look. I'm going to walk around with my football, which is actually my Texas A&M football, because I am married to an Aggie.
Yes, sir. Gig 'em.
Sporting my Tony Bowie glasses. And I got to tell you, remarkable, Tony. You guys are right now, I know your team is blowing up a campaign that you guys are doing, a marketing campaign, and just getting busy and really posting with consistency. And you know, if you see that out there, guys, check out what they're doing. They're just being creative. Be remarkable. You know, that's what I want to do every Monday when we do the Solavei Scoop. Remember, at the end of the Solavei Scoop, we're going to do 30 minutes. We're going to be hanging out with top leaders. We're going to talk about what's hot in Solavei. And in those last 5 minutes, it's going to be like a pop, 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 popping at you, motivational, shot in the arm nugget. This week was about be remarkable. Be a purple cow. Don't just be a cow. Do something that gets you out of the box, that makes people say wow when they see you. And that's what these guys are doing. Chadwick's doing that. Laura's doing that. Thomas and Tony are doing that. And when you go online, oh my goodness, Laura, that is what I'm talking about. You know?
Hey, I'm doing what my leader does, right? That's the whole point. You be duplicatable. My leader's a princess warrior.
Dad, I have got to have that
Tell me. I don't know if I've ever told you, Stacey, but I actually took a recruiting trip out of college to Texas A&M, and it was my second choice.
Well, that's good. I love that. I love that. Well, guys, tonight, clearly the message here is find the unique you and crush that. I love what Chadwick said, just following back here, talking about, I mean, obviously, if you follow Chadwick, you will find he's a guy that honors others, and it's part of his secret sauce. He's on three-way calls, honoring other people who've done better than him or may have been involved longer than him. He's always honoring, and he's consistently sharing with people over and over and again, and they're wanting to join his team because he honors people. You got Laura, obviously, consistently on Facebook. It is her platform. Like, she, like, dominates there. She loves it. She leads with the heart, with that, you know, she loves recognizing all those things. Thomas and Tony, these two are crushing it right now, and they're utilizing branding. You'll watch. Everything they do is about branding. Right now, they're branding their secret sauce. They're branding their top secret team stuff. And what they're doing online is they're just making you go, what up? Now, if you're in Solavei and you're looking at that going, well, how do I get a piece of that? Look at what they're doing. Turn to your team and say, you know what, that's a great idea. I love the fact that Tony does themes. So what could be our theme this week or this month? Create a theme with your team. I mean, maybe, I mean, obviously, today is National Hat Day. You could have run with that leading up to National Hat Day all week so that you do a hangout, which I didn't do. I wish I would have thought. I wish I knew it was National Hat Day before today. And we could have gone up to it and said, what kind of hat? And we would have people all over Facebook posting their hats, right? So just be creative, be consistent, and be you. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much, our leaders.
Had a great time.
I didn't get to recognize you when I saw your deal pop on. As a social influencer, I had said that everybody was social thousandaires. Laura, social connector, social influencer. Kudos to you, man. That's the rank above thousandaire, and you are just climbing with consistency, up that rank path, and I love it. Congratulations.
Thanks, I appreciate it. Thanks.
Awesome, you guys. Have a great night. Remember, now is the time. This is the place. You are the one to start a revolution. We are Solavei. Good night, everyone.